This is the another video from TechBegin channel. Today is day 4 of learning functions and storage files. In before classes, we read about introduction to C language, arrays, strings, and some control statements and loops. In this topic, we are learning functions and storage files. First of all, what is a function? The definition of functions is functions are a block of code designed to perform specific tasks. They help in organizing code into reusable modes. We have some important key concepts in functions. First one is function definition and another one is function declaration. First we need to know function definition. Function definition provides the body with the actual code. It means down you can see an example int add, int a, int b. It is called definition. Here we write we write in parameters int a and int b. The brackets in parentheses is called parameters. This is called definition. Another one is called function declaration. It specifies function name, return type and parameters. Next slide. I'll tell you the use of function also. By using functions, there is modularity, reusability, readability. For example, modularity means breaking complex code into smaller pieces. We can call the same code multiple times and easy to understand and maintain. So next, call by value and call by reference. Call by value and call by reference. In C, function can pass arguments in two ways that are called call by value and call by reference. What is meant by call by value? It is a default method in C. A copy of the variable is passed into the function. Changes inside the function do not affect the original variable. And call by reference means you can pass the address like a reference of the variable using the pointers. Changes inside the function affects the original variable. This is called call by value and call by reference. I'll show you a small code after this. Example code. Next one is called recursion. Recursion means a function calls itself to solve a problem in smaller part. It means a function calls itself is called recursion. It is useful in problems like factorial, Fibonacci, etc. Base case and recursive case are essential. Must prevent infinite recursion with the terminating condition. So now I'll tell you all the codes, example codes, and there is another topic left here. It is called return types in C functions. The return type defines what type of value function gives back. Int, it means it returns an integer. Float or double means returning a float point numbers. Char means returning a character. Void means return nothing. The function returns an int. You can also use other return types. We have void functions also. Here no return value is there. The function declared as void performs action but does not return a value. Guys, here is a code for call by value. So you can see here the call by value code. We write first hash include standard io.h. In before classes we have learned about these header files and how to write the program. Again I will explain why to write this. This is called header file. We use it writing by first hashtag include. Next in brackets we write standard io.h. This is in this we include because it is used to write printf scanf functions. Next it is type is void modify int x. Int x here it is declaration. X equals to x plus 10. It means printf inside the function x percentage d n x. In percentage d it will print the value of x. What we give the x value less than equals to x, it will happen. Now we write the main function. It returns in integer type, so we write int main. Int a equals to 5, modify a. Here what is this modify? Here it is called function. Modify is a function here. So what we read the definition function is a block of code which executes the instructions. So now this modify of a, like it will take int x as a equals to 5. It returns a it means x. The value is 5. 5 equals to 5 plus 10. What's the value of x now here? It is 15. It prints outside the function here. So now we'll run this code. See, we get inside function x equals to 15, outside function a equals to 5. So see guys, the code here, what is inside function and what is outside function. Like see, this is outside function, like it is a main function. Here what we get int a value is 5. So here we just write a equals to 5, but inside what is their function? Modify of a. This is the modification of a. So this is called inside function and this is called outside function. This is called call by value. Next we will see about call by reference code. So guys, this is call by reference code. See, same, first we write header files #include standard.io.h. Next void modify. Here we take modify again as a function. Int star x. Star is nothing but pointer. You learn this concept pointers in further classes. No need to worry. So wherever it is a star, it is called a pointer. Here star x is a pointer. Star x equals to star x plus star. Like we in main function will take value as something as x plus 10 equals to what is the value of x. Printf inside the function x. Same. See here, we use here, what is the main difference is we use pointers for call by reference and we use just the normal variables for call by value. Again another difference is also there. After running of code we can see that also. In int main, what is here? Int main means the return type is integer, so we write int. Why we write here void? All you have to think is void, it does not return any value, so we write void here. Here we have integer type, so we write int main. Int a equals to 5, modify and a, printf outside function a equals to percentage d a, return 0. Here inside function and outside function both get same value. See, we see output here, x equals to 15 and a equals to 15. Now I hope you clearly understand what is call by value and what is call by reference value. I already taught you that here the value will not change, but in call by reference the value will be changed. So I hope you get clarity on this both call by value and call by reference. Next I will show you code on return types. So guys, here the code for return types. Same #include standard.io.h. We use another header file in further classes. It is #include convert.h. We learn more in further classes. Int add. Here add is the function. We have two parameters, int a comma int b, all are in integer type. Return a plus b. It is just a small program. Int main, int result comes to add 3 comma 4. Here what add function have two parameters, int a and int b. So we declare here 3 comma 4 as a and b values. Printf percentage d and n, result return 0. So here what is the return type here? Integer. So we'll get an output as integer. I run the code. Result is 7. 7 is an integer. So now you get clarity about this all. I'll continue. So where are we? I'll revise again. This call the value call declaration. So declaration specifies function name, return type and parameters. Definition provides the actual code only. So in example you can see what declaration have perfect return type and parameters, and function name also should be there. In definition it provides the actual code. Call by value copies the actual value, changes made do not affect the original variables. The thing first code we have seen, you will see that inside function gets another number, outside the function gets another number. In callback it means you get the same number. Here changes affect the original number. Recursion, a function that itself is called as recursion. Guys, do you want a code for recursion also? I'll show you that also. Wait. Guys, this is the code for recursion. It is a factorial. So see, hash includes standard io.h. Int factorial intent recursive function to calculate the factorial. If n equals to 0, or you know this in operators you have learned, this is our case, like if n equals to 0 or n equals to 1, it returns 1, or it returns n into factorial of n minus 1. So this is called a recursive call. N times it can be recursive, it means itself it calls the same function. See here, factorial. Factorial is this function only, it calls it function in this code only. So I'll run this program. A small error, return n into factorial n minus 1 recursive call. Now see the code again. Hash includes standard io.h and int factorial. The function is called factorial. We calls the same function here in the code. Now we'll write the main function. I forgot to write main function in before code. That's why we got an error. Int main and int num equals to 5. Print factorial of percentage d is percentage d. Num factorial, num means number. We run this code. Factorial of 5 is 120. So we given num as 5, so we got it as 120. I hope you guys understand what is recursion. Here the factorial is the function. We call the same function in the program in the same function, so it is called recursion. Now we will learn about storage classes. So guys, now the topic is storage classes and C. So in C, storage classes defines the scope. Scope means usability, lifetime, existence, and linkage of variables or functions in a program. There are mainly 4 storage classes: auto, extend, static, register. Auto is nothing but automatic. So it is a default storage for local variables. Variables have block scope and are stored in memory temporarily. Lifetime ends when the block ends. Example, I'll show you an example code later. So this storage class auto is automatically created and destroyed, so it is called auto. So I'll show an example code later. Next storage class is called extend. It is used to declare a global variable function that is defining another file or later in the same file. It extends the visibility of variables or functions across the multiple files. It does not allocate memory. It only declares the memory. So next one is called static. It is for local variables. It retains the value between function calls in lifetime of the entire program. I know you are confusing about local variables and global variables. Our next topic is that I'll give you a brief introduction about the local variables and global variables here. Next one is called register. It requires the compiler to store the variable in CPU register. It suggests that the variable to be stored in CPU register for the faster access. Limited by hardware constraint, modern compilers often ignore this. It can't use the address of operator. For faster access, we use this register. So each storage class is tailored to specific use cases, optimizing performance, memory usage, or modularity. The next topic is scope and lifetime of variables. This will be our last topic. So the scope and lifetime of a variable in C are fundamental concepts that define where a variable can be accessed and how long it exists in memory. So first, scope. Scope determines the part of a program where the variable is accessible. There are four types. First one is block scope. Block scope is nothing but local variables. We just read before what are local variables. Declared within a block is called local variable. It will be inside a function, or you can see easily it is between the braces. Accessible with that only block. There is also a code for this. I'll show you. To explain detailing about this local variables, మనం బ్రేసెస్ ఫంక్షన్ లోపలే యూజ్ చేస్తాం. ఈ వేరియబుల్స్ ఓన్లీ ఫంక్షన్ లోపలే మనం యూజ్ చేయగలం. ఇఫ్ వీ వాంట్ టు యాక్సెస్ బయట వీ కాంట్. Next one is global variables. It is also called as file scope. It declared outside of all functions, accessible throughout the file in which it is declared. So I have already told you what is local variables. లోకల్ వేరియబుల్స్లో మనం ఫంక్షన్ లోపలే డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాం, ఫంక్షన్ లోపలే వాటిని యూజ్ చేసుకోగలం. బట్ గ్లోబల్ వేరియబుల్స్ అనేవి మనం ఎక్కడైనా యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. బట్ డిక్లరేషన్ అనేది బ్రేసెస్ లోపలే చేయాలి, బ్రేసెస్ బయట. అంటే మనం కోడ్ రాసేటప్పుడు చూస్తాం కదా, ఫస్ట్ ఏం రాస్తాం, హెడర్ ఫైల్స్ రాస్తాం, తర్వాత మెయిన్ ఫంక్షన్ రాస్తాం. మెయిన్ ఫంక్షన్ కింద మనం వీటిని డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాం, వీటిని గ్లోబల్ వేరియబుల్స్ అంటాం. సో మనం ఆ కోడ్ లెవెల్ ఎక్కడైనా యూజ్ చేసుకోవచ్చు. సో దీస్ ఆర్ కాల్డ్ గ్లోబల్ వేరియబుల్స్. Next one is called function scope or labels. This is not much useful, so that I am not included in PPT, but I'll tell you briefly. Applies only to the labels such as used in photo statements. Next one is program scope, external variables. Declared using extern, visible across multiple files. We declared this external as extern. Before we have seen the storage class extern, we use there. Requires a variable to be defined in one file or declared in others. Next, we'll talk about lifetime of variables. This is on the scope. So, lifetime determines how long the variable exists in memory. First one, automatic variables. Auto. We have seen storage classes before. We'll discuss about this. Automatic variables or local variables. It exists only while in the function or block is active. సో మనం ఫంక్షన్ ఆ బ్లాక్ ఆఫ్ కోడ్ ఎప్పుడైతే రన్ చేస్తామో దానిలోనే అవి యాక్టివ్గా ఉంటాయి. మెమరీ ఈజ్ రిలీజ్డ్ వెన్ ద ఫంక్షన్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్. సో ఫంక్షన్ అనేది అయిపోయిన తర్వాత అవి ఇన్యాక్టివ్ స్టేట్కి వెళ్ళిపోతాయి. నెక్స్ట్, స్టాటిక్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ ఫర్ ఎంటైర్ డ్యూరేషన్ ఆఫ్ ప్రోగ్రామ్, రిటర్న్ దర్ వాల్యూ అక్రాస్ ద మల్టిపుల్ ఫంక్షన్ కాల్స్. లైక్ స్టాటిక్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఈజ్ నథింగ్ బట్ గ్లోబల్ వేరియబుల్స్. ఆ ప్రోగ్రామ్ రన్ అయ్యేంత వరకు అవి యాక్టివ్లోనే ఉంటాయి ఆ వేరియబుల్స్ అనేవి. డైనమిక్ వేరియబుల్స్ క్యూరేటెడ్ యూజింగ్ అనలాగ్ ఆర్ సిమిలర్ ఫంక్షన్స్. ఈ డైనమిక్ వేరియబుల్స్ అనేవి మనకి అనలాగ్ అనే ఒక ఫంక్షన్ ఉంటుంది. సో అనలాగ్ ఫంక్షన్ ద్వారా కొన్ని మనం డిక్లేర్ చేస్తాం వేరియబుల్స్. సో ఇవి ఎప్పుడు దాకా ఎగ్జిస్ట్ అయి ఉంటాయంటే అంటిల్ ద ఎక్స్ప్లిసిట్లీ ఫ్రీ యూజింగ్ ఫ్రీ అనేది మనం యూజ్ చేసిన దాకా, అంటే మెమరీ రిమూవ్ చేసిన దాకా అవి ఉంటాయి. నెక్స్ట్ వన్ ఇస్ కాల్డ్ గ్లోబల్ వేరియబుల్స్ ఎగ్జిస్ట్ ఫర్ లైఫ్ టైమ్ ఆఫ్ ది ప్రోగ్రామ్. వాల్యూ త్రూ అవుట్ ద ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్. మనం ఎగ్జిక్యూషన్ చేసినప్పుడు మనకు వచ్చే వాల్యూ ఉంటుంది కదా, అదే గ్లోబల్ వేరియబుల్స్. సో అండర్స్టాండింగ్ దీస్ ప్రాపర్టీస్ హెల్ప్స్ ఇన్ డిజైనింగ్ ద ఎఫిషియెంట్ అండ్ బగ్ ఫ్రీ ప్రోగ్రామ్స్. ఇవి మనకి చాలా చాలా హెల్ప్ అవుతుంది. సో నెక్స్ట్ ఐ విల్ షో యూ ది కోడ్స్ ఫర్ ఆల్ దిస్. బిఫోర్ మనం స్టోరేజ్ క్లాసెస్ గురించి చెప్తాము, వాటికి కోడ్స్ అండ్ స్కోప్ లైఫ్ టైంకి కూడా ఒక చిన్న ఎగ్జాంపుల్ కోడ్ని నేను చూపిస్తాను. So guys, here is the video for a local variable and global variable difference. You can see here. So I given a comments also, you can follow those also. So first we write a header file. For any program you fix that in your mind that there will be a header file for starting. Hash include standard io.h. Next, int global variable. For your understanding purpose, I written it as global variable as a function, like not a function, it is a variable name. So global var equals to 10. Next, I written a function, display function, int local variable. See, I have tell you already that global variables are declared outside the braces and local variables are declared inside the braces. You can see the difference here. Next, same, I initialized a local variable named local var. I given a value 20. Next, printf inside display function print what will be inside the display function and global variable. So now I'll tell you why we use local variable and global variable. ఇక్కడ చూసినట్టయితే మనం local variable మనం display function లో నుంచి, so in this display function only we have to use that variable. But global variable, global var is declared outside the function, so we use anywhere. See, so this is the function. So here it will take local variable. If you want to print 20 value, it will print local variable. But outside this, we can't able to print. But global variable, it can print inside the display function or in the main function also we can do display. Same, I have written the code. Have you seen all? Right, I'll run the program now. Sorry for the disturbance. Shit, code has gone. So guys, see, inside main function local variable 30, global variable 10, it is displayed. So inside the display function only global variable 10, local variable 20. Have you seen? Here see, local variable is 20, it's inside the display function, and inside the main function local variable is 30. Press function inside the main function. See, the global variable we declared fast. It is same in the main function, it is same in the display function. I hope you understand today's presentation. I'll give you a brief conclusion about today's introduction. So guys, we'll conclude our session here. I will just revise what are the topics we have learned today. So in day 4 of functions and storage project, we have learned about functions first. What is a function? Functions are how functions are usable. Functions and programming are usually blocks of code designed by functions because they enhance modularity, readability of code. Functions can also use inputs like characters, and they may return outputs, allowing flexible interaction in programs. So we have learnt about the call by value and call by reference, what is function declaration and what is function definition. So what is call by value and what is call by reference. So you have to think about the difference of call by value and what is call by reference. In call by value, the values will change. In call by reference, the values does not change. And we have learned about recursion also. What is recursion? A function itself called is called recursion. It is useful for problems like this problem. It must be get infinite recursion with automatically condition, because If you read the loop like this, it will get so it will occur so multiple times. We learn about storage classes. Storage classes is programming define the scope, lifetime, visibility, and memory locations of variables. Common storage classes need loops, auto or automatic, register, static, external, multiple. These are the two extra storage classes, but we don't know. We just want this four. So automatic, it's a default local variable with limited scope and lifetime with an unknown register. Extend, it is a storage class. It extends the visibility of the variable or function to other files. Next one is static. Static handles the variables manually between the function calls and limited scope to the file and declared globally. Register. Register, it hints the compiler to store the variables in CPU register for faster access. We have another also called as mutable. I forgot it before. It allows modification of class members variables even in constant. It is used in C++, so we should leave that. So there are function and storage classes are the foundation structuring efficient in modular and well scoped code. Next, we have learned about scope and lifetime of variables also. So scope is nothing but it is a region of the program where a variable can be accessible. So you just copy the codes which I have given, or you can choose your own codes also. Do practice very well. So what is scope? Scope is a region for a program where a variable that can be accessed. And lifetime. Lifetime is duration for which the variable lifetime means duration for which the variable exists in memory. Scope of a variable defines the part of the program where the variable is accessible. It determines the visibility and visibility of the variable within the code. We have two types of scopes, that is local scope and global scope. It is also called as local variables and global variables. Local scope is nothing but variables declared inside a function or block are accessible only within the function or block. These local variables have a small lifetime compared to global variables. Global scope variables declared outside of our functions are accessible throughout the program. Next, lifetime. The lifetime of the variables. So the lifetime of variables refers to the duration for which the variable exists in memory during the program of execution. Automatic lifetime and static lifetime. These are also two important terms in lifetime. Variables declared within a function auto storage classes are created when function is called destroys when it exists. It is an automatic one. And static lifetime. Variables declared the static keyword exists for the entire program execution but retain the value between the function cells. Understanding scope and lifetime ensures variables are used efficiently and reduce bugs related to the memory and access errors. So guys, this is today's topic, function and scope, lifetime of variables, and we have learned about storage classes also. This is the end of the PPT. I hope there will be no doubts on this topic.
Let's break down the functions and scope of a post office and then address the negative.
Next, okay, there is time, so I'll tell you a small function code. Use online compilers if needed. I'll tell you a simple code and functions. So guys, here is a small code for functions. Here we have to calculate the square root of a number. So first we write the header files. Next, int square of int1. Here square is a function. Within the parameters we given a variable num. Return num into num. Here you can see it is a recursion because we call the num itself. Next, in main function we return int number, printf enter a number, %d number. So printf the square of %d is %d return. Now I'll run the function. Enter a number. I'll enter number 5. So the square of the 5 is 25. Copy the code if needed. Thank you for watching our YouTube channel, guys.